Hi, this is Grace Potter from Grace Potter and the Nocturnals, and you're watching BestFan.com.
On this episode of BestFan TV, we sit down with the blonde bombshell Grace Potter. She talks to us about her love for film, her Holt Renfrew obsession, and which rock band she'd want to be the frontman of. What is up, guys? Rachel David here. I am here with the beautiful Grace Potter. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's good to be here with you.
Now, I got to tell you, I saw you on VH1. Divas, that performance. How long ago was that?
That was 2010. Well, it was Christmas time, so it was basically almost 2011.
That was my introduction to you. And it was, honestly, and shivers up and down my spine, because I was watching. I'm like, who is this Victoria's Secret model walking out and then grabs the mic and has a guitar on, and then she just starts singing like to nobody's business. Like, true talent, true beauty. When did you find out that you had chops like that?
It took a while to kind of grow into it. I think when you're a young artist, I started with my band when I was 18, so it took me like 3 or 4 years to really get comfortable on stage and get the balls that the guys had, because it takes a second to really grow into the sound that we make. It's a loud sound. We're definitely a rock and roll band. So there was a while there where I definitely went through my Joni Mitchell phase, like every God-fearing songwriter should. But at a certain point, I had to let it rip, and I did.
Now, film was also its big interest of yours. You went to school for film. How big of an influence do you have in creative direction for some of your music videos?
I write the treatments, I send it to the record company, they throw my idea out to a few directors, and the only directors I work with are the ones that agree with me. Basically, they have to agree. I'm very picky. I love visuals. I think music and visuals belong together. You know, it's honestly, if I had my way, every song would have a music video to go with it. And I think that there's a dialogue that happens between the visual and the sound that makes people feel something that they otherwise wouldn't feel. So I love film.
Talk about your 4th album. It's crazy that you've actually put out this much. So it's actually been like in quite a short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. People think I'm like in my late 30s because we're very prolific, but I think that starting early was helpful. You know, being in the Nocturnals and meeting the guys when I was younger allowed me to develop a sound and get comfortable on stage and sort of come into my own. And it's been a really slow burn, honestly. Like we are not an overnight success. You know, we started in 2003, so to think that it was 7 years until we really found a national platform like VH1 Divas. And then on an international level, you know, coming up to Canada for Lilith Fair a couple summers ago, there was a lot of. It's sort of slowly building, and that's what we do. We are a rolling stone that is just sort of building over time, and I really love that about songwriting, about everything else. Is like, no matter how many records I've put out, it's still new.
What I do at Best Fan is I always ask a few random questions just to let the fans get to know you a little bit better. First question, what are you a best fan of?
Okay, I have to say I'm a best fan of Holt Renfrew. That is my thing, okay? Because I'm a shopaholic. I do have a little bit of a problem. I really love shopping. And Holtie's just like, there's nothing like it in the States. I feel like there's a selection, and the buyers at Holt Renfrew are amazing. And every time I'm in Toronto or anywhere where there's a Holtie's, I go to the cafe, I get myself a champagne, I get a little bubbly, and then I go to the lingerie department and just go apeshit. Excuse my language.
Who do you find that you can identify with the best?
This is going to sound strange, but I identify with men. Mick Jagger, David Bowie, Freddie Mercury. Thank you. That's like where my soul feels kindred.
You know what's funny is I wrote down on a piece of paper this question, but I wasn't sure if I was going to ask it, but I wanted to know if you could be the front man of The Who, Queen, or the Rolling Stones. Who would that be? And I was like...
That's not fair. Those are like 3 of my favorite bands of all time. I can't pick. I could cherry pick like members from all, and we'll just make a super band. Because also, I don't want to step into the shoes of Mick Jagger or Roger Daltrey or Freddie Mercury. We have to let them be who they are. I think I would want to be the front man in 1971 of the Rolling Stones. I'm sorry to go against Freddie Mercury, but I mean, Queen has my heart, but the Rolling Stones have my balls.
And that's where we end. Well, Grace, thank you for joining us here at Best Fan. If people want to check you out, where can they go?
You can go to gracepotter.com. You can follow me on Twitter at gracepotter.
I will follow you.
Follow me!
And for more exclusive interviews with your favorite artists, check out www.bestfan.com. Here with Grace Potter, I'm Rachel David.